Hi, and welcome to my shop this morning. Okay, so I got a few more things to do with this radio that I want to do this morning. One of them is I want to check out the electrostatic speaker that's in here, that little speaker there, which is not connected just now. So I want to check that out and see if that works. Number two, let's see, you can see the weird arrangement I've got here. The radio half sticking out of the cabinet. I spent quite a bit of time in here last night trying to get this push button off the cabinet. I can't do it. I cannot get this to come off. So I've had to settle for this arrangement. I've got a tube extender in the tube socket down here. Give me another inch or two of wire. I gotta have these buttons plugged in, obviously, to make this radio work properly, make it sound proper. I took a little bit of time. I cleaned it up. I cleaned up really nice. These radios always clean up nice. These buttons look terrible. They clean up beautifully. Check it out there. Fantastic. So we've got the and the other thing I want to check out is the Magic Eye, which is kind of hidden up in here now, but I do want to take a look at it. I have glanced at it while the radio is operating, so it seems to be okay, but I haven't looked closely at it. And the last thing I want to do is just play this radio. Now that I know I have to have this cord plugged in, and really check it out, listen to AM, FM, and shortwave, and just see what we get out of it. So what should we do first? So I think the first thing is the electrostatic speaker. I think that's the first thing to go at. So I had just cut this lead wire. Okay, so we'll just get ready to hook it back together. Now, I don't know an awful lot about these electrostatic speakers. Very common in European radios. What's going on here? What's happened? Is my tool giving up the ghost? There we go. Obviously these speakers run on a high voltage. They're not dependent on current flow like the other regular speakers. You won't be able to touch those together. Now I wonder if it's worth taking a look at these and putting it on a scope or something of that sort. I don't think so, really. We'll rely on the speaker as being the test instrument. We'll hook up the wire, and if we hear stuff, we know the speaker works. Now, I do have the option of disconnecting the bigger speaker, too, if I want to silence the radio while we're doing that. I've got the knobs off here, too. And you know what? I think I might put the knobs back on because he's cleaned up pretty good too. So just bear with me a moment here. And we'll talk about the weather. It's another super fantastic day outside. The sun is just beaming while I'm down here. There it is out there, sunny as can be. that's where I could be instead of being in here. But I'm also anxious to take this radio another step. So it's going to be sunny all day. I got all day to go out there and enjoy the sunshine. I also noticed something quite clever about the fellow who rearranged the AM/FM gearing system in here. Let's see if I can get a look at what I noticed yesterday. Now we'll start here. You see, this is what I noticed. This piece of metal looked a little odd coming around here. I look in, and it's actually right there. Can you see that on camera? You kind of see it there. This is a bobby pin. This is a bobby pin somebody's bent into position here somehow, fixed it, and they're using it as a spring to push on this sliding piece here. So somebody actually created a bobby pin spring and stuck it in there. So, you know, if this was the first time somebody ever, the person who did this, if this was the first time they worked on a radio like this and they came up with this kind of solution, hey, hats off to them. Why they did that, I don't know. What could have been wrong before that you couldn't fix quite easily? The mechanical mechanism down here is quite simple. But anyway, that's what they did. That's what they did. Okay, so where am I at now? What am I doing here? We're just about ready to turn this guy on. Let me put it on broadcast. Sure. We have it on broadcast. We tune in just some noise, just some hiss. There's lots of high frequencies in hiss. In fact, that's what hiss is. So we touch this, we should be able to hear the speaker come and go fairly easily. That's my theory. Volume down. Okay, and power. Power. See, I did quite a bit with this radio since the last time I powered it, just in terms of moving it around. I think we're okay. There we go. All's normal, so put it on full. Turn this up a bit. Should be plenty loud now. I got the buttons plugged in. There it is. Doesn't rank as plenty loud, does it? Up about 30% on the volume. Okay, we'll try like that. Now, listening to that sound, what do we hear when we touch these wires? Nothing. That would be my assessment of that. Okay, let's try plan number 2, which was pull the turn on, interrupt this speaker. Yep, nothing. Turn it up a little bit. What do we hear? Not a thing. Turn it way up. I don't hear a darn thing. Not a darn thing. Okay, put that back down. Let's put the speaker back in. Okay, so I don't know what to make of that lack of output. We have to look at the circuit diagram and figure a bunch of stuff out. I believe what they do is they just pick the signal off the B plus line of the output tube and before the transformer, so it would be ahead of this, where the range and the voltage variation is very large. I think that's what they do. I don't really know, to be honest with you, how they do this. So we'll take a look at that. Magic eye. Let's take a look at the magic eye. Get in there. See if I can get my close-up camera tucked away in there. Just a sec here. Let's see. Major chord tangle up going on here. There we go. It's not so bad, actually. Let's see if I can get the camera to stay in there. There it is. Okay, so the tube looks like it's out of alignment, like it's slid. The dark part here should be in the center, but it's not. It's off to the side, so I think the tube is just slid along. Let's tune a bit and see if anything happens. I don't see the slightest. I don't see the slightest change here. Oh, yeah, there is. Let's flip it to FM here. Okay. No antenna hooked up, so I gotta hook up something for an antenna. Just 1 second. Okay, there's an antenna. Find a station now. Yeah, it's doing something. Okay. Now, how bright is it? How bright is it really? Basic eyeball test. Here. Actually, you can kind of see it. It's a pretty dark room right now. Let me turn up the lights. And, oops, let's see, with my eyes, I can tell it's there. I can still see it. You know, that's not that bad. That's really not that bad. So I think the magic eye itself is fine. Its operation looks okay. It's not as bright as maybe it could be. Not sure I'm going to worry about that. My thinking is this radio is going to be purchased by somebody who's going to go a little further with it in terms of changing capacitors and doing stuff like that. So now what should we do about this tweeter? Just ignore it? Just cut the wire away and ignore it? First thing I'm going to do, I think, for safety's sake, is trim this. Just in case there's some kind of signal there. So now it's a question of just testing this guy out pretty thoroughly. So that's easy to do. Let's go back to broadcast. Let's try some of these buttons up here. Ooh, I've never pushed these buttons. Good thing. One of them is these buttons are in trouble. I got one in. It didn't seem to make any difference the whole time to the sound I was listening to, but then what are we listening to? We're listening to noise, so maybe it's not the best. Okay, so down in my house we should be picking something up right here. You know, I don't know what to make of this. Okay, there's a station at 610, one at 640, one at 680. Are those noises, those stations? Or is it just coincidence? So there's a station at 740. What else can I remember? 590. Let's see, yeah. I don't know. I think it's just noise. In any case, we're not hearing anything here, are we? Hear the voice? Okay. Maybe the next logical thing to do here is to check the alignment and perhaps improve it. You know, when I'm putting my fingers on the antenna here, I'm doing a couple things. The main thing is I'm presenting much more signal right to the antenna because I'm radiating. Like any conductor, I'm radiating signals, interference signals from my house here and all kinds of stuff. But I'm also affecting the tuning of this, I'm pretty sure, by squeezing on it. The resonant point, things like that. So I'm thinking by squeezing this, what I'm doing is I'm kind of convincing myself if the radio gets louder that it's an alignment problem. You know, that's kind of a bogus argument, I think. Anyway, that's the kind of bogus stuff that goes through my head while I'm doing these things. So, alignment, you know, we should follow the proper way of doing this. Do the IF first, and then worry about the front end, and double check to make sure the IF is correct. Really kind of a disappointing result here. Just double checking the antenna. Let's try way up here. Just doesn't want to pick up. Oh.
What exactly is a mortgage stress test? What is a subprime mortgage? How do I know if I'm getting a great rate for my bank? How do I avoid paying a big penalty when I
Turn the trouble up.
How forgiveness can transform your marriage. And we'll be returning to that today. Your host is Focus President and Dr. Jim Daly, and I'm John Fuller. John, there was so much good stuff in the program last back today and continue to talk about anger and the way it plays into our
Yeah, I can hear that.
and how God uses it in our lives. Just let me say, if you're in that place where you're struggling and your marriage is tough and you don't know who to be the next day, perhaps you're not pleased with the anger that you see in your spouse or yourself.
I'm going to try to listen to that little speaker. That's what I'm trying to do here.
To place resources in your hands to talk through the issues with you, to provide perhaps even local counseling opportunities that you can follow up with.
Okay, I stuck my head right down there. Maybe you saw that. It works. There was a little bit of trouble. Good. It's a little counterintuitive here. So I'm turning down the bass and there's a hum coming in.
Over the years, but as I said, there comes a time when
Which brings us to the present and a sporting scene around the globe last week. At the end of a World Cup match between Brazil and Costa Rica, Brazilian star Ney
Lots and lots and lots of volume. Lots and lots of volume.
Watchers on ESPN.
He's not start crying about it after beating Costa Rica.
Which button, which tone button have we got? We've got orchestra pushed in there. I think that's probably the best setting, I'm guessing.
I don't think well, if he feels to cry, he feels to cry. That's up to him. I just find it disingenuous. The last time he was in tears similarly was in a press for Britain.
What's that hum? Let's go broadcast. Oh, sorry about that. Wow, okay. I say lots and lots and lots of volume. Where's the hum? No hum. So I've encountered this too many times now on FM radios that they have this characteristic hum that seems, when you tune in the station, seems to disappear. Sometimes you can't hear the hum, and as you start to tune in the station, you can hear a little hum, but then it disappears when you get it tuned right in. So I know this is characteristic of something, and I'll bet you on previous videos where I've talked about this, smarter people than me have answered what this is in the comments, but I haven't read it. I haven't seen it. So it's still a mystery to me what causes that hum and what it is I should do about it. Yeah, so now the next question is, what should I do about this radio? Boy, it's not in bad shape, really. It's really not in bad shape. I gotta leave room for the next guy to do something. So the main thing I'm trying to do here is make this radio saleable. And certainly in its working state now, it could be sold. It would earn some money, for sure. What can I do to it to boost its store value at this point? Not an awful lot. We'll go through the alignment process. I think that's going to be the end of the road for this guy. But now I'm heading outside where the sun is blazing, the birds are singing, my cats are chasing chipmunks, and all kinds of stuff is happening. So thanks a lot for watching this. It's a bit of a goofy video, but next one we'll do something a little more serious on it. Thanks. See ya.